Hi, I'm Mark Mifflin. I'm a member of the Legislative Committee for the Illinois Defense Council. I want to give you a brief report today about the status of legislation and our advocacy efforts in the legislature and relating to legislation. Today is April 14th, 2016. The first thing I want to tell you about is not directly related to the legislature at this point, but the KCOS decision from the Circuit Court of Cook County, wherein the Circuit Court declared the six-person jury law unconstitutional, is a hot topic right now. The amicus briefs and the appellees briefs in that case are due this week, tomorrow, April 15th. The appellants have a chance to respond by April 25th, and then the oral argument in that case in the Illinois Supreme Court is expected to be scheduled during the week of May 9th. So that bill, the law being challenged, was declared unconstitutional. The Illinois Defense Council plans to file an amicus brief on that tomorrow, supporting the Circuit Court's decision that the reduction of the jury size from 12 to 6 is unconstitutional. So that's something that we've been working a lot on, and the amicus brief we hope will be received by the Supreme Court and will be represented through the amicus in that decision-making process. We expect a decision in that case from the Supreme Court sometime over the summer and certainly by the fall. Back to the legislature, the deadline for bills to get out of the committee in the House where they originated, the House bills get out of the House committees and Senate bills get out of the Senate committees, has passed. And under the rules of the legislature, the bills that did not get out of committee are sent back to the original committee of assignments. It's called Assignments Committee in the Senate or the Rules Committee in the House. And so those bills are inactive at this point and will have to be revived, or the issues will have to be put on as amendments to bills that are alive for any issues to be to proceed at this point. So the number of bills that we're watching and considering has been winnowed considerably. We will have to watch for amendments on some other bills, and we will continue to do that. But the number of bills we're watching has been reduced substantially. Unfortunately, our bills were included in those that did not get out of committee in time, which was no surprise to us. The legislature is controlled by the Democrats, and the trial lawyers have a lot of influence in the legislature. So our bills dealing with joint and several liability, that would be Senate Bill 2310 and House Bill 4426, did not get out of committee. We are hopeful that those bills will be resurrected again later on in the process through the efforts of the governor and Senator Radogno. Senator Radogno is our Senate sponsor, and Representative Sandak is our House sponsor. And we're hopeful that those bills will be included into a mix of further discussions in conjunction with the budget and resolving the whole mess of Illinois finances and the judicial system in 11th hour negotiations in the legislature. This week we did have a chance to meet with Senator Radogno. The board of the Illinois Defense Council met here in Springfield. We had a chance to go over and talk to Senator Radogno and Representative Sandak about our legislation, and we also had an opportunity to meet with Governor Rauner to express our concern about our legislation and our hopes that these issues that we contend, the joint and several liability issues from our bills, would be included in any further negotiations between the governor and the democratically controlled legislature. And we're hopeful that it will be resurrected and that there'll be some further discussions about the merits of our bills, the joint and several liability issue. The same can be said of work comp. We expressed our concern to the governor about work comp, and the governor has been a staunch supporter of workers' compensation reform since he took office. So if there is further discussion about a grand bargain to address the budget and the turnaround issues, as Governor Rauner refers to them, to turn Illinois around, that the work comp will also be included in that. So we've offered our services to the governor and to the legislature. Anytime they have any questions about the impact of any ideas or legislation, we'll certainly be there to help them do that. We are watching several other bills too, the bills that we had been following through the legislature, dealing with a variety of topics. We have talked to the staff, we've talked to the legislators, and we've talked to the proponents and opponents of the legislation, and we feel like we are having some input. Some of the bills have been amended to address our concerns, and others have been withdrawn because of our concerns. So we continue to be directly involved in a lot of those efforts on a lot of different concepts, a lot of different ideas in legislation. The time frame for this is the House bills have to pass the House, and the Senate bills have to pass the Senate by April 22nd. Then at that point, a couple weeks later, there'll be a deadline for the Senate bills to get out of the House committees and the House bills to get out of Senate committees. And then a couple weeks after that will be the time for the House bills to pass the Senate and the Senate bills to pass the House. And then at the end of May, there's a week left over for back and forth between the House and the Senate on concurrence and other matters, which really becomes hectic at that time because of amendments that come up at the last minute. But the spring session of the legislature is expected to be done by the end of May. And then depending upon what happens with the budget issues, the legislature could take a break for the summer, or they could continue to meet during the course of the summer in an effort to break the log jam with reference to the budget issues that are the primary focus of the legislature at this time. So I just want you to know that we're down here working. We have met with the sponsors of our bills and the governor. We continue to push our ideas, and we continue to monitor and work on the other issues of interest to our members in the legislature. And again, this is all of the bills that we're following are posted on the website in the advocacy section of the IDC website. So if you have any questions, you can go there, or you can let us know, and we'll be glad to respond. Thank you very much.